Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Today is Monday, September 21st. We have another great show for you guys today.
Yes, we do, John. To get started, please stand tall, face the flag, and place your right hand over your heart, and join us as students from Mrs. Albrecht's class lead us in the pledge.
Anjali.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, students. Please welcome Mrs. Nelson to the newsroom.
Good morning, Stoker students, and welcome back to another wonderful week. It's supposed to be a little chilly in the morning, hopefully nicer in the afternoon when we get to go outside for recess this week. So let's see how it goes. Keep watching the weather because I think we're going to start needing sweatshirts soon. I see a lot of you already have them in. You could always take that off and be ready to go outside later if it warms up. All right, let's start with some bucket fillers. We have Charlie in 356, Malia in 332, Caitlin in 350, Carter in 332, Brennan in 344, Mackay in 342, Madison in 242, Dominic in 264, Tremaine in 338, and Kayla in 344. All right, we're picking up steam on PBIS Classroom Awards as well. So we have Hallway Sharks for Mrs. Gentz, and Playground for Mrs. Sioko, Hallway for Mrs. Sioko, Classroom for Mrs. Sioko, Hallway for Mrs. Martin, Classroom for Mrs. Martin, Hallway for Dr. Giroux, Playground for Dr. Giroux, and Classroom for Dr. Giroux. Great job, everybody. Today, this afternoon, we are going to practice another one of our safety drills. This one we're going to be doing this afternoon is a tornado drill. So we've done a fire drill, a safety drill, and now a tornado drill this afternoon to make sure everybody knows what to do if we would ever need to go in our safe spots for a tornado, okay? So Wednesday, we have our school pictures, so bring your smiles on Wednesday, and we have an ESL night, English as a Second Language night. Thursday, the third grade's going on a field trip to Kenosha. Friday is hat day. Let's see how many crazy hats we can bring in on Friday. In Accelerated Reader, we're almost at 2,000 points already. So we're getting real close to that. Let's see if we can continue to go up that ladder and get higher and higher. For our Delightful Diners, or what we call Cafeteria Sharks, we have Miss Weber, Mrs. Garner, Mrs. Ashburn, Miss Unger, the whole entire third grade, the whole entire fourth grade, and fourth grade has earned open seating already. So great job. A couple of the other comments around are cleaning up, a little bit of goofing around, so making sure that you're following the rules in the cafeteria. And we have Shining Sharks going to Weber and Schmidt. Everybody have a wonderful week, and we'll see you back next Monday.
As you know, Irving has been traveling from class to class. This week, he is in a second grade class, but today he is sharing what happened to him during the second week of school when he was in Mrs. Sejack's class. Enjoy.
Dear Stoker students, during the second week of school, I visited Mrs. Sejack's classroom. These were fourth graders, and I found them quite smart, funny, and very interesting. At the very beginning of the day, the students can silent read, take self-assessments, and generally have a good time learning. I particularly like hanging out with the boy who was reading a sports book. The first chapter was called Playing Solo, which means playing by oneself. Every student hugged me while we were doing math and learning about triangles, hexagons, and all really cool shapes. It became snack time. Now, I don't know about you, but that is my favorite time of the day. Chomp! One boy even trusted me to sit on top of his lunch bag. Remember those hexagon shapes I was talking about? Well, Alexa and I made this cool one out of straws. Pretty awesome, right? Mrs. Cedric's class is great at that. Next, we went to gym. First, you have to do your stretches and warm up. But then Alexa said I did a great job kicking the soccer ball. Mr. Nyber is pretty awesome. After gym, we had to go on a school bus and learn the PBIS rules. I already knew them because I saw it on the news that morning. Great job, Mrs. Martin. Then it was back to class and writing. Check out the cool pencils the students let me use, including this Stoker school pencil. I like writing almost as much as I like reading. Don't you love this picture of me? I feel like Alexa is letting me sit on top of the world. Next classroom for me is the 3rd grade class. He does seem to enjoy eating. It is time to turn serious and remember our PBIS rules. This reminder is about restroom sharks.
Good morning, Stoker. Welcome to another edition of Shark Fins, PBIS. Positive Behavior, Interventions, and Supports. Today's edition is Restroom Sharks. Silence. Don't disturb any other classes that are working hard. Hands washed. Always flush. Respect others' privacy. No peeking under or through the openings in the doors. Keep bathroom clean. This has been another edition of Shark Fins. Have a great day.
That concludes our show for the day. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to follow the PBIS rules during the day.
Have a wonderful week, Stoker Sharks. See you on Wednesday.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Welcome to this edition of the News at Stoker. I'm John, and I am excited about this show.
You are excited because Mrs. Walls and Mrs. Peterson is in the studio, but also because we have our first birthday insert. So let's start with our very own Mrs. Walls.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. It's good to be back with you. This month, I should say this quarter, every one of you should be writing about a narrative kind of writing. And that simply means that you're telling about something you did or something you learned, or maybe something that happened to you. For instance, I wrote a story one time about when I teased my older sister, which I'm sure none of you have ever done, but she hated snakes, and I told her there was a snake in the ditch. And then I told about her running backwards all the way to the house, holding her ears. I don't know why she held her ears, but she held her ears and she screamed. Can you imagine writing that and the description that you can use and the ideas that you can get into it? That's what a narrative writing is. But some of your teachers, hopefully all of your teachers, are starting to talk to you about using books as a mentor text. This happens to be a book that Mrs. Genst is using with her second grade class, and it's about a little boy who lives next to an old folks' home, much like Parkside Manor, where Mrs. Genst's class visits. And they did that last Friday. So they get to look at some of the pages, and I don't know if we can zoom in on this just a little bit. It would help if I found the page. But there are some very clever pictures. For instance, we have a gentleman who's being, just kind of stubborn. And then we have a lady who's looking in here, and they talk about memories because one of the ladies has lost her memory and he wants to help find it. And so he asks all the residents what a memory is, and they talk about whether it's a warm memory or a scary memory or something like that. And he helps the lady find her memory. This is a narrative writing. It's a fiction, but it's written from someone's experience. When you read a book, whether it's an AR book or any of the other great books that we have in our library, do you read like a writer? Do you think, why did this book get written? How did the author come up with the idea? It came from somewhere. It came from some kind of experience. So start a list of all the things that you've done, all the things that you want to do, all the things that you've learned about, and those are all great writing ideas. So I hope that I can walk into your classrooms at some point in time and I'll see you writing some great stories. Now, AR, Lunch with the Teacher, is next Thursday, October 1st. You have until next Wednesday, September 30th, to make enough points for the first lunch. And I know some of you've told me you've already made it, and that's great. I won't know your names by next Wednesday, so I will be announcing those who got lunch with the teacher on October 7th. Have a great day. Remember that I believe in every one of your teachers, and I believe in every one of you. I also want to announce that Mrs. Peterson is in the studio, and she is going to talk to you about just a quick special announcement.
Thank you, Mrs. Walls. Well, Percy and I are here today to remind our 4th and 5th graders that choir starts today. Now, only those students that have turned in that blue form to me should come to choir. That doesn't mean you can't join choir, but if you haven't turned in one of those forms, please do not come tonight. You can pick up a form and turn it in another time and come next week. Also, when you come, don't come, rushing into the room. Bring your coats and backpacks. There are the hooks outside my room for you to put your things if it all doesn't fit, because we got a huge group. Just put it out there in the hallway, coats, backpacks. We'll figure out a way to make it work. When you get in the room, come and have a seat on the risers, and as soon as everybody's there, we'll get started. So that's how we're going to go. And Percy and I will see you after school for the first choir rehearsal. TTFN, ta-ta for now.
Thank you for all you do, Mrs. Walls and Mrs. Peterson. Now it is time to see who celebrated their birthday since September 1st and who will celebrate in this upcoming week. Here are the belated birthdays. Happy birthday to everyone.
Happy belated birthday, Stoker. Let's take a look who celebrated a birthday during the first part of the month of September. Turning 1 year older September 2nd was Itziana, Aiden, Elizabeth, Kayla, and a twin sister, Yuretsi. On September 4th, Samantha celebrated her special day. Celebrating September 5th was Amazing, McKee, Talal, and Vanessa. Blowing out their candles September 6th were Alex and Mrs. Cruz. Woo-woo! On September 7th, Javion enjoyed cake and ice cream. Birthday girl September 8th was Estella. Turning a year older September 12th were Chloe and Mrs. Anderson. Woo-woo! Birthday boy September 14th was Benny. Turning 6 on the 15th was Amir. Candles were glowing on the 16th for London. Stoker birthday girl on September 17th was Alexa. First grader Brianna celebrated her special day on the 18th. Birthday boys on September 20th were Blake and Isaac. Turning 1 year older on September 21st was DeMarcus. And Charlie was opening cards and gifts on September 22nd. That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to our Stoker belated birthdays.
And now for the students who celebrate today and the rest of the week, happy birthday to one and all.
Happy birthday, Stoker. Let's see who's celebrating a birthday this week. Today's the day to wish James and Miles a very happy birthday. Enjoying cake and ice cream September 24th will be Caden, Hezekiah, Maddie, and Madison. Turning 1 year older September 27th will be Jake and Madeline. Candles will be glowing the 28th for Brady, Jace, Sarah, and Mrs. Navarro. Woo-woo! Birthday boy September 29th will be Argent and Justin. That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to our Stoker birthdays.
Woohoo! Happy birthday again. This concludes our show for today. And a few things to think about. Don't forget, after school is 4th and 5th grade choir.
Also on Friday for Funky Friday, wear your favorite funky hat. Remember to learn something new each and every day. And smile for your picture day. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Top of the morning to you. Hope it's the start of a great day. I'm John, and this is my last time
as an anchor.
Hi, I'm Georgia. To kick off the day, we are going to watch What's Up at Stoker. Now, I don't mean we are actually going to kick off the day, but it means we are going to begin. So without further ado, Stoker Sharks in action.
Stoker Sharks in action.
Stoker Spirit Wear. Check out all the cool students and staff wearing their Stoker colors. Stoker Pride. Yeehaw! Remember, Mrs. Gentz's class learned about insect parts? Well, now they sing about it.
Head towards abdomen, 6 legs. Head towards abdomen, 6 legs and eyes, antennas, and sometimes wings. Head towards abdomen, 6 legs. Head towards abdomen, 6 legs. Head towards abdomen, 6 legs and eyes, antennas, and sometimes wings. Head towards abdomen, 6 legs.
Mrs. Cass's class in action. Check out what these kindergartners can already do.
Wow, great job, everyone. Stoker is a happening place. I have a funny bone, you know. So that is why I'm looking so forward to, you guessed it, the joke jar.
Stoker's Joke Jar!
What community helper brings bees to school?
I don't know.
A bus driver.
Get it?
A bus driver.
What do you call a fish without an eye?
I don't know.
Get it?
No, I.
That was a good one. Have a great weekend, Stoker. I won't see you next week, sadly. I'm Georgia, signing off.
And I'm John, signing off for the last time. But don't forget, it's Shutdown Friday!
Shutdown Friday.
Hey, it's you know who. He's back, and it's Shutdown Friday.